Hello, Junior Film. Welcome to Film Online, Junior Edition. So, here's what's going on. A lot of you have so many questions. Mr. Taylor, what do we do about documentary? Mr. Taylor, I'm sheltering in place. How will I get the shot? These are excellent questions, young person. Excellent questions indeed. And I am here today as your film instructor to answer these very questions for you. All right, so for starters, we are going to move forward on our documentaries. As best that we can, we're going to try to make everything work in a way that where you learn the skills. The important thing here, guys, is that we learn the skills. I feel that's really important that you learn the interviewing skills as well as the technical interviewing skills, because this is how you get paid in this industry a lot of the time. This is how you make money. This is how you can go out and market yourself and make really professional work. So the skills to me are really what's more important than the final documentary. So with that in mind, I'm offering an option here. You are currently in the middle of a very interesting part of history that is worth documenting. A lot of you are hunkered down at home, most of us are, and you're there with your families. You might be going a little crazy, okay? May I suggest as a documentary alternative project, because I know that most of you are not going to be able to get out there and interview your people. I mean, most of us shouldn't be, right? Like, unless you're living with the person that you plan to interview, I don't really see how that's possible. So you have the option here to make a documentary on the subject of your unique perspective of you and your family in lockdown during this unique time. It could be really interesting. You could do it in many of the different styles of documentary. I could see that in an expository documentary mode, but I could also see that very much in a participatory documentary mode, as well as an observational documentary mode. I think there could be a lot of really cool options to make this work. I could even see some humor coming out of it, but I would also hope that some students would just do it from a more traditional, like documentary standpoint. So you can interview people, you can interview your family members, you can interview your parents. There's a lot of B-roll that you can get at home while people are working, doing their thing. You can think of it in our afternoon junior class. We watched Citizen 4. Think of it like Citizen 4, where Ed Snowden was watching the news and sort of reacting to it, right? Like that was sort of an observational documentary style would work. Junior AM, I will share that documentary with you so you can watch it on your own time. So that is an option. If you choose to pursue that option, partnerships are gone out the window. You'll be making your own individual documentary. That will be your documentary for this project, because that is what it is. Whatever equipment you have is what equipment that you have, and you're going to make do with the best that you can. Hopefully you all have your camera and audio recorder at home. You should. I hope that's the case. But you can do that stuff. You can still practice your interviews. You can still send in dailies and all that kind of stuff. Now, if you're one of my students, one of my junior students who are far enough along in your original documentary idea, maybe you've done an interview or two already, and you want to try to wrap up that documentary, that's awesome. That's cool. I don't know how long this lockdown is going to last. I don't know how long we're going to be out of school. I don't know how difficult it will be for you and your individual project to meet once we're out of lockdown, to meet with those people that you need to interview. They may or may not be comfortable with that. So that's a bit of a gamble. If you want to try to do that original documentary, that's awesome. That's cool. I applaud you. Chances are you're not going to be able to get any real dailies for that documentary for at least a couple of weeks, if not more. And there's no guarantee that we'll ever be able to actually complete that documentary in the manner in which you had planned. So my suggestion to you is, hey, that's awesome. Finish that documentary, but let's put it on the back burner right now. Let's park it for the time being, because there's nothing you can do on it right now anyway. Practice interviewing your family members. Still turn in some dailies, because again, for me, it's the skills that I really want you to learn, that I really want you to master. I want you to really get good at the documentary style interview, everything with the light and with the microphones and all that kind of stuff. That's what I want you to practice. And if we get that stuff done, we can still practice the editing, even if it's just a home style documentary. It might not be as big and amazing as maybe your original documentary idea was, but your skills will still be there, and those skills are really what we need to move forward as a film class. And for next year, when we get into your big, giant senior narrative projects and so on and so forth. So that may be a fun opportunity for many of you. Maybe some of you are thinking to yourself some ideas already about how that could be kind of cool. This is a rare moment in history. This is kind of interesting. It's worth documenting, honestly. And I think even if you all did that documentary about being locked down at home, you're all of you are in a unique position. All of you have a unique perspective. They're all going to come out very different. You're going to film them in different styles. So I think that could be interesting. If you want to do that, I need an email to me saying, this is what I'm doing, this is my plan, this is the direction in which I'm going to take it, and we will move forward from there. If you want to gamble and try and hang on to your original documentary idea, that's cool. You should probably still practice some interviews at home so I can give you some dailies grades. Again, there's no guarantee. It's a gamble. It's a bit of a gamble. I would suggest you all move forward with this style documentary on your own individual project. And then when we get into lockdown, hopefully it's not too far down the road, then you can meet up back with your partner and pick up that original documentary where you left off. And you kind of have two awesome things. And maybe hopefully you have a really cool documentary by the end of the year from your original idea as well. So that's kind of where we're at, okay? So it's different, it's gonna be interesting, it's gonna be unique. On the other hand, I think it could be potentially kind of awesome and a really cool way for us as a film class to document like what's going on from a lot of different perspectives and a lot of different views. So I think that's cool. So not so much partnerships. Mr. Taylor, what does that mean? You told me that I can't do this project by myself. I don't have enough hands. And that's true, you don't have enough hands. But this is going to be a good trial by fire. What happens when you're a documentary filmmaker and your crew doesn't show up? How are you going to make that work? How are you going to run the camera? How are you going to run the audio? How are you going to still pay attention and do the interview? I've had to do it. You'll have to do it someday. And now you're going to have to do it today or, in the next few days. So it'll be good practice for you. And it's going to really help you all master all of the skills that you need to do in order to get a really good interview in terms of quality and content. So I think it's going to be a good practice for all of us, quite frankly. So dailies. A couple of you even sent me dailies this week. That's kind of cool. I haven't watched them yet, but that's kind of cool. So for dailies, here's how I want this to work. When you finish a round of your dailies, an interview, okay, I would like you to share it with our class, your individual class email address. I will put those class addresses in the description of this video down below, as the YouTubers like to say. And that's just junior film AM or junior film PM at freestyleacademy.rocks. I would like you to share, when you have new dailies, I would like you to share your dailies with that email address so that everyone, the whole class, can watch them, and we can still do critiques and feedback like we would in class, only we're going to do it digitally via email. So that means when you get an email and it's someone else's dailies, I am asking you to chime in. I am asking you to give some feedback. It doesn't have to be huge. I'm not looking for novels or paragraphs about this and this, elaborating, waxing long about how someone should have done this or should have done that, or this is really good. A couple sentences is great. I noticed this, maybe try this. This little thing behind me was distracting. For example, my two things right here, a little bit distracting, but I did get some nice hair light to try to separate me from the background, and I do have light in my eyes. Okay, so look for those dailies when they come through. I want you all to chime in. I will be paying attention. It's going to be part of your grade, so it's important that you actually take a look at those dailies. You don't need to watch the entire clip. We don't do that in class. We just kind of click around and look at it and see how it looks. Is it in focus? Is it that? So on and so forth. And then offer some just very, very brief, quick little feedback to help us all practice our critiquing and offering feedback, because it helps all of us become better filmmakers, and it will help you get better at knowing what you need to do for your dailies. So that's how that works. I'm expecting all of you to offer feedback. I will be paying attention. It will be part of your dailies grade. Okay, finally, since we are going to be doing a lot of this email group thing to this email address, again, email address is down in the description below. I want you all to practice emailing the group. So we're going to have our first official assignment. Are you ready? Drum roll. I don't have my drum with me. We are going to do what I like to call meme wars. Yeah, meme wars. Meme Wars, very, very exciting. I know, you're all very excited. Okay, I want you to find online somewhere the very best coronavirus meme that you can find and share it with your class. So junior film AM or junior film PM at freestyleacademy.rocks. I want you to share the very best coronavirus meme that you can find. We could all use a laugh right about now. And then we will choose from among them and see, and we will vote and decide which one of them will be crowned the winner, the best of the meme wars. Here's the catch. The catch is, if someone else shares the meme before you to the email address, you have to pick another one. So the quicker, the better, okay? This is our first official assignment. Find me an awesome coronavirus meme. I've been enjoying them all week. I'm very familiar with many of them. I expect you to come up with some good ones. You can even make your own if you'd like. If you can't find one that you'd like. I'll send out mine. I've got a good one that I'll be sending out to my email address once this video goes live. Okay, so I think that's it. If you have questions and you would like clarification, you may email me directly. You may also email that class email address. Maybe there are other people in your class who have the same question, and when I respond, you can all see the answer and all that kind of stuff. We'll be using that class email address a lot, okay? That class email address is just our class. It doesn't go to anywhere else at Freestyle. It doesn't go to seniors. It doesn't go to the other junior class, AM or PM. It's just your class and me, and that's it. The other teachers don't even see it. So that's our own little thing. And so let's use that to communicate with each other and give each other feedback and, have some, pleasant conversations. Let's not go overboard with it. I don't want everyone's email blowing up like crazy because people are abusing that email address. But I'm perfectly happy if you guys have some nice mini conversations in there. Since we're all kind of stuck at home here, a little bored, right? Hopefully that kind of thing will do us some good to communicate with each other and have our sense of community, which I really miss, guys. I really do miss you. I hope that you're doing well. I'm doing fine. Everything's chugging along over here. I cut my hair. I got some beef jerky in the mail today. I'm doing my weights in my little mini backyard. So I haven't run out of chocolate milk just yet. I'm doing all right. So I hope you're doing okay too. I miss you a lot. Do send in your emails and let me know how you're doing, or if you have any questions. We're going to move forward with this documentary project as best we can. We might even be able to wrap it up earlier, in which case we can get moving on your final project, which is your explorations project, which is one that you can do pretty easily from anywhere, I think, as well. So I think that's it. I think that's everything I'm going to cover. I look forward to seeing your memes and from hearing from you. Okay, see ya.